Last year we have seen one chapter, semiconductors, and in that chapter we have seen that germanium and silicon, they are used as a semiconductor when the germanium substance is doped with pentavalent impurity, it produces n-type semiconductor. When trivalent impurity is doped up, it is the p-type semiconductor. So in this case, electrons, negatively charged electrons are majority charge carrier. Majority charge carrier. And in this case, holes are the majority charge carrier. Holes are supposed to have positive charge. Electron has, as usual, negative charge, like this. So, this P and N-type semiconductor, when they are used singly, they provide the current, but that current is very, very small as compared to the conductor. If the current in the conductor is 1 ampere for 1 volt, then this current will be in 10 raised to minus 7 ampere. And therefore, P and N-type materials, they are not used singly, but they are used in combination. And that combination is called as the PN junction. So we know the arrangement or construction of PN junction. If this is a germanium substance, then part of it is doped with trivalent impurity. So there are holes. So this region has the property of p-type semiconductor. It is a p region. In the remaining part, now pentavalent impurity is doped up. So this is a partial doping. So this region has the property of n region, and this imaginary boundary of separation between them is called as the PN junction. PN junction. So we have seen the working of the PN junction in two parts. Working of PN junction. Forward bias, reverse bias. Reverse bias. Bias means to apply the voltage. So when we want to use the PN junction in forward bias, what we do? To the P region, N region, this is the PN junction. So external battery is connected like this, positive connected to P region, negative connected to the N region. So Vp, potential of the P region is greater than potential of the N region. Now in reverse bias, the polarity of the battery are reversed. This is the P region, this is the N region, this is the PN junction. So here the battery polarity are reversed like this. Positive connected to N, negative connected to P. So in this case, the P region is at lower potential than N region, like this. So we have seen this conclusion. What is the conclusion? When Vp is greater than Vk, then current flows. So current I is not equal to 0. In this case, no flow of current. No flow of current. I is equal to 0. So we have seen this working in detail last year. Now, what is the use of this result? There is no current, there is a current, and therefore PN junction behaves as a switch, semiconductor switch. It provides the current in forward bias, it provides the current, no current in the reverse bias. So in this case, the current flows from P region to N region. There is no flow of current. So when the PN junction is forward bias, then only we get current, and therefore the current is in only one direction. Unidirectional flow of current is allowed in PN junction. So this is the important conclusion. PN junction allows unidirectional flow of current from P region to N region. PN junction allows the unidirectional flow of current from P region to N region when it is forward bias. When it is in forward bias. So this is a very important conclusion. Therefore, PN junction is called junction diode. And the symbol is like this. PN junction diode. This triangular region is the P region, and this is the N region, or it is also called as a cathode. N region or cathode. This is cathode means N region. Badalli leather K for cathode. N region which supplies the electron, and P for anode. It is a P region. So this PN junction has two electrode, anode and cathode, and therefore it is called as a diode. So this property, unidirectional flow of current, is allowed from P region to N region. Therefore, the diode is used in rectifier circuit. So this property, therefore, diode is used in rectifier circuits for conversion of AC into DC. तर AC आणि DCच्या प्रॉपर्टी मागे पण मी सांगितलेलं आहे. सो दिस AC supply is like this. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, can be clockwise, anti-clockwise. So it is a bidirectional current. And this DC is a unidirectional current. So either it will be like this, or it can be like this. So in both the cases, the current is unidirectional. No change in direction. No change in magnitude. Magnitude changes, but no change in direction. So this bidirectional current is converted into the unidirectional current by using diode, because diode allows the unidirectional flow of current. So now we are to use the diode for rectification. So what is meant by rectification? What is rectifier circuit? What are its types? That part we are to see. So this is the introduction that we have seen last year. मागच्या वर्षाचा कन्क्लुजन आपल्याला माहिती आहे लक्षात. नाव Now let us see what is meant by rectification. So it is the process of conversion of AC into DC. Alternating current is converted into the direct current. That process is called as rectification. The process of conversion of AC alternating current into DC direct current. The process of conversion of AC into DC is called rectification. And for this conversion process, we use the circuit. That circuit is called as the rectifier circuit. Rectifier or rectifier circuits. So, what is the arrangement? Now, we require rectifiers in so many processes. For example, TV, computer, etc. They use the DC supply. We can operate the TV in a car. So there is no AC supply. So that car battery is of 20 volt and it is used to operate the TV. Now we are also using internet circuit in a car. So that car has a DC supply battery. Similarly, laptop operates on 19 volt DC, etc. So all these are DC operating devices. But the DC generation is costly. AC generation is having less cost, and therefore we are generating AC supply up to 30 volt, 50 hertz, and then you have to convert this supply into the say 19 volt or 20 volt or 5 volt or 10 volt. So what is our requirement? 230 volt, 50 hertz AC supply is converted into 20 volt or 12 volt or 5 volt DC supply depending upon our requirement. So we have to do two things. We have to convert AC into DC, and there is one more function. We have to reduce the voltage from 230 volt to 20 volt. So to reduce the voltage to low AC value, we are using a device called as a transformer. A transformer ची theory आपल्याला माहिती. Transformer converts high AC voltages into low AC voltages. So this transformer is a step down transformer, and we know its arrangement. Primary has large number of turns. This is the AC generator. This primary has number of turns NP. Secondary has less number of turns NS. So across this we will get the low AC voltages. Low AC voltages are produced. Now this one purpose is solved. So in rectifier circuit, what is the arrangement? We require a step down transformer. step down transformer. Then this output of the AC output of the transformer having low value, it is connected to the diode. Diode means junction diode. So this combination works as a, so P plus D is a rectifier. T for transformer, D for diode is equal to R for rectifier. So this is a rectifier circuit. So rectifier consists of a step down transformer and a diode, one or two diode, one or two or four diode. It depends upon the type of the rectifier circuit. So now we know the meaning of the rectifier. Rectifier circuit requires a step down transformer and a diode. Why diode is used? Because diode allows the unidirectional flow of current. So DC is available by using the diode. So when only one diode is used in the circuit, then it works as a half wave rectifier. So half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier, these are the two types of circuit. So a rectifier circuit has these following types. Rectifier circuits using diode. One is a half wave rectifier. One diode is used. Second one is a full wave rectifier. It uses two diodes. And third one is a bridge wave rectifier. Bridge wave rectifier. It uses the four diodes like this. So in our syllabus we are going to see only these two types. This is not included in our syllabus. Bridge wave rectifier, it is nothing but full wave rectifier. So the working of these two are same. Only here we are using two diodes, here we are using four diodes. They are used in the bridge configuration, therefore it is called a bridge rectifier. So now we have to see half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier circuits in detail. Their working, their circuit diagram, etc. So first we will see the half wave rectifier. Once we know the working of the half wave rectifier, then we can get the working of the full wave rectifier in the same way. So now we will start this first circuit, half wave rectifier. So first I will draw the diagram. So we know the arrangement. There is a step down transformer and a diode is connected in front of it. So first I will show the step down transformer like this. So this is a primary coil having large number of turns. This is the AC supply. It has symbol like this. This P1, P2 is a primary coil. Then this is a secondary coil. S1, S2. This is the core of the transformer. ऐसा दोन तीन लाइन दाखवली असतात. So this is a laminated core like this. Now here a diode is used. D for diode. This is the P type region. This is the N type region, and here this is the load resistance RL, whose ends are taken like this, end A, end B. So across AB, you can denote this A point, this is B point. Across AB, we get the DC supply. Whether we get DC supply or not, that is question mark. So D is a diode. So labeling can be asked like this. T is a transformer, step down transformer. So we will see the labeling afterward. This is the AC input. AC input, it has frequency 50 hertz, like this one. So why it is called as a load resistance? RL is a load resistance. So T is a step down transformer. D is a junction diode. RL is a load resistance. L for load. R for resistance. P1, P2 primary coil. Primary coil. S1, S2 secondary coil. Secondary coil. Like this. Now we are going to see the working. How it works as a half-wave rectifier. So for the working, we are considering two parts. I will explain the working on this side. So we know the AC supply. When this AC supply we show like this. This is positive half cycle. This is negative half cycle. One cycle loaded 0, capital T by 2, capital T. This is the positive half cycle. This is a negative half cycle. This is the AC input. So what happens in positive half cycle, what happens in negative half cycle, that now we want to see. So when positive half cycle is present here, there is also positive half cycle present here, 0 to T by 2. So we will consider positive half cycle. Working in positive half cycle. Positive half cycle. So this positive half cycle is shown like this. Time is from 0 to T by 2. So now see this value. This is called as a peak point. This is called as a peak point. This is the positive peak point. This is the negative peak point. So in this case, when there is a positive half cycle across the primary, this P1 will have higher potential than P2. So in positive half cycle, VP1 is greater than VP2. Therefore, VS1 is also greater than VS2. या upper end the potential lower end पेक्षा ज़्यादा है. VS1 is greater than VS2. Now see in the figure, this S1 point is directly connected to the anode. Therefore, VP is greater than VK. K for cathode. N region म्हणतो आपण त्याला. So anode is at higher potential than cathode. P-type region it has higher potential than N-type region, and therefore what is the conclusion? This is the condition for forward biasing. Therefore, diode D is forward biased. The junction diode is in forward bias in the positive half cycle. Therefore, current flows through diode and RL, load ratios. Now, there is a flow of current, but what is the direction? That is the important part. So, electron flow along the path इलेक्ट्रॉन नेहमी एन रिजन पासून सप्लाय होतात. करंट एनोड कडून कॅथोडकडे जातो, म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रॉन त्याच्या ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन असेल. सो इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो अलॉंग द पाथ कॅथोड टू एनोड, then from anode to this conducting wire to S1, then through the copper coil the electron will flow through the S2, then from S2 they will flow to the point B, then they will flow through the RL, they will flow to the point A, and then again cathode. So electrons start from cathode, electron end on cathode. N region पासून इलेक्ट्रॉन सप्लाय होतात, सर्किट मध्ये फिरून पुन्हा N region मध्ये परत येतात. So there is a circulation of charge of electron. So electron flows from B to A. Electron flows from B to A, therefore current flows from A to B. Since electrons flow from B to A, therefore current I is not equal to 0, and it flows from A to B through RL. So I will show this current. In positive half cycle we get the current. What is the conclusion? Diode D is forward biased and current flows through the diode and RL, and it flows from A to B like this. So this is the working in the positive half cycle. Now what happens in negative half cycle? In negative half cycle means this is negative half cycle from T by 2 to capital T, half order. So in negative half cycle Vp1, आता इथे उलटून देईल, Vp1 लोअर पोटेन्शियल जाईल आणि Vp2 हायर पोटेन्शियल, कारण हा पीक पॉइंट P2 कडे गेला. Therefore Vs1 is less than Vs2, therefore Vp less than Vk, therefore now P region it has lower potential than N region, and therefore now diode D is reverse biased. Diode D is reverse biased, and therefore no flow of current, through secondary circuit. Secondary coil circuit, त्याला secondary circuit म्हणतात. Through secondary circuit, that is diode D and RL. Diode आणि RL मधला current 0 झाला like this. So current flows through RL in only half cycle, therefore it is called as the half wave rectifier, and that current flows in only one direction from A to B. Thus the conclusion is this. Thus for each cycle of AC input, current flows in only one direction from A to B through RL in half cycle of AC. Therefore, the circuit is called current flows in half cycle, therefore it is half wave, and current flows in only one direction, therefore it is a rectifier circuit. So this is the conclusion. For each cycle of AC input, current flows in only one direction therefore it is called as a rectifier, and it flows only in half cycle, therefore it is called as a half wave rectifier. So why it is called as a half wave rectifier? This is the reason. So the path of the electron is like this. We will decide the path of the electron because electrons are separated from the cathode, they flow to the anode, then anode to S1, then H2 through the coil, H2 to B, B2 through RLA, and again here. So electrons circulate in this direction, therefore current flows in direction. So current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this A end is a positive, this B end is a negative, and it is a DC supply. This A and B, from A and B terminal we will get the DC supply like this. But this DC supply has one drawback, that it is available in only one half cycle of the AC input, and therefore the waveforms of the half wave rectifier are like this. Waveforms of half wave rectifier. We are plotting the graph on the same scale. On x-axis, suppose we are considering the value of time t, and this is the voltage. So positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle, negative half cycle. अच्छा 2-3 हाफ सायकल दाखवायचे टाइम टी. So 0, t by 2, capital T, next cycle t by 2, capital T, etc. So in this positive half cycle there is a current, positive cycle there is a current, there is a current. So the current flows like this. There is a current from A to B, no current. There is a current from A to B, no current. There is a current from A to B, no current, like this. So current flows in only one direction, therefore this is called as the DC output. And this is the AC input. AC input. So AC is converted into the DC by using this type of arrangement. And therefore the circuit works as. Now in this case, this AC has frequency 50 Hz, this has also frequency 50 Hz, because in this case there is no current. So for half wave rectifier, the output is it is not a perfectly DC, but it is a pulsating DC. Why pulsating DC? Because there is a change in its magnitude. Pulsating DC because direction remains same, but magnitude of current through RL changes continuously. Therefore, it is called as pulsating DC. Current remains same, that's why it is called as a DC, but its magnitude changes, pulsating DC. And now, what is the property of the half wave rectifier? There is a variation in the value of the current, therefore it is called as a pulsating current. So frequency of pulsating DC is equal to frequency of AC input and normally in India it is 50 hertz. ही value लेने तरी चालेल. So this is the performance of the half-wave rectifier. There is a variation in the magnitude and therefore it is called as the pulsating DC. It is not a perfectly DC. Perfectly DC पाहिजे असेल तर आपल्याला हे variation कमी करावं लागते. So this variation in the unidirectional current gives its name pulsating DC like this. So this is the working in positive and negative half cycle. Now what will happen in full wave rectifier, that we have to see. Now in case of full wave rectifier, what will happen? In this negative half cycle, we again get the current but in the same direction. So for positive half cycle, we require one diode. For this negative half cycle, again get the current in the same direction, we will get the one more diode, and therefore two diodes are required. Only one diode is sufficient. In this case, full wave rectifier, two diodes are required, and their connections are like this. So now we will see the full wave rectifier circuit. The modifications are like this. On this line, the changes in the circuits are like this. There is a one more diode connected here. So this is diode D1, this is diode D2, this is anode P1, cathode K1, this is anode P2, cathode K2, and therefore these are simply denoted by PP. So PP is a primary coil. Now there is a change here. We require two secondaries, one for upper diode and other for lower diode, and therefore we have divided this secondary into the two parts by this center tapping CT. It is the center of the secondary coil, so half turns are in the upper half part and half turns are lower half part like this. So this center tapping is connected to the common cathode. So the change in the connection is like this. Suppose these two cathodes K1, K2 are connected here. So this is the junction of a cathode. So this junction of a cathode is connected here. This is a jumper, and here a load is connected, RL. A point, B point, and these two points are taken out, so we get the DC supply here. So whether we get DC supply or not, that we have to show, that we have to prove. So in case of full wave rectifier, the change in the circuit arrangement is like this. So you can show this arrangement by two or three figures, two or three methods. This RL can be shown here. So this point is directly connected here, this point is directly connected here. So the circuit arrangement can be shown like this. तर मागच्याप्रमाणे आपण ही फिगर काढलेली आहे. So there is a slight change in the leveling. So D1, D2 are junction diode. T is a step down transformer. D1, D2 are junction diodes. PP is a primary coil. S1, S2 is a secondary coil. RL is a load resistance. P1, P2 anode. K1, K2 cathode, and S is a center tapping. The new point is this. S is a center tapping of secondary coil. So the role of center tapping is important. Now the waveform will be like this, but we to verify this whether it is correct or not. So there is a slight change in the circuit. Instead of one diode, now we are using two diodes, D1 and D2, like this. So this combination of two diodes can be used to provide the full wave rectifier. So we will get the current in the same direction from A to B, but for both cycle, positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle, from 0 to T by 2 as well as from T by 2 to capital T. How? That we have to see. So again we will get the pulsating DC for full wave rectifier also, like this. So in this case, this center tapping has the important role. It divides the total number of turns in the secondary into the two halves. For example, if the total number of turns are 100, then from S1 to S there are 50 turns, from S to S2 there are remaining 50 turns. If the total voltage across the secondary is say 18 volt, then from S1 to S there is a 9 volt, and from S to S again there is a 9 volt. So 9 plus 9 is equal to 18 volt, like this. So 230 volt supply is used here. Total voltage is 18 volt. Out of 18, 9 volt is in the upper secondary, 9 volt is in the lower secondary, and these two secondaries are used for diode D1 and D2 separately because of the connections of this center tapping to the common junction of the two cathode K1 and K2. So that two cathodes are connected here. So this point, A point is connected here. So this point is important. This is the junction of the two cathode. So RL is connected between the junction of the two cathode and the center tapping, like this. हे कनेक्शन दाखवायचे बऱ्याच मेथड असतात. हा RL आपण इथे पण कनेक्ट करू शकतो. काही बुक्समध्ये इथे पण दाखवलेलं ती डायग्राम मध्ये. So this RL can also be connected instead of this position. It can also be shown like this. RL. So this point will be A, this point will be B. A is connected to the RL and this B is connected to the center tapping. So either you can use this connection or you can use this connection. We are using this type of connection. In our notes, this type of connection we are using, and therefore we will not use this connection, like this. So the working is remaining, working of the full wave rectifier, and then we have to see what is meant by what are the drawbacks of this rectifier circuit, etc.